super puller Jordan Lustig, and Stan Shelton were nearly untouchable last year on the ATPA Lucas Oil Pulling Series. This year, the bullseye is on their back, and Joe KWIATKOWSKI and Ricky Long are ready to strike, with plenty of other competitors waiting in the wings. It all begins coming up next on ESPN2 as we continue our coverage of the Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series. Winter time in the Hoosier State, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of snow and ice and temperatures near 0 degrees. Hello, everyone. I'm Ted Jones, and welcome to this special ESPN2 coverage of the Jasper Engines and Transmissions Winter Nationals. Now, you know, the main product in the state of Indiana is agriculture, farming. You got that right. So what do farmers do when you have snow on the ground and can't go out and plant crops, harvest crops, or anything like that? Well, being this is Indiana, you would say they probably watch a lot of basketball, and that would be true, except on one particular weekend. And that is when the ATPA Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series moves to the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You're going to see tractors like you've never seen before. These are not your typical farm tractors like the farmers use to work the crops and plow the fields. No, sir. These tractors have been specially modified. As a matter of fact, let's get to that action right now inside the Coliseum. Beginning with the Duramax Diesel Unlimited Super Stocks and a gorgeous tractor up first, the color of money. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brent Payne, and joining me in the booth, our expert commentator, Tom McConnell.
Brent and Dennis Payne, a father and son operation out of Southern Ohio. Very strong in this category, have went from a small block to a big block. You're looking at 650 cubic inches of six-cylinder John Deere power. Sets the mark to beat at 287.52. Let's check it out on the Lucas Oil Instant Replay, Ted.
Well, we can see had a good start right off the line. True right down the center of the track, just lifting that front end, barely in the air. Take a look at the rear wheel speed on this, already spinning. But notice the rooster tail. Rick Carlson is on top end.
Brent, first shot out of the box. The track got a little bit.
It's a good track out there tonight. I'll tell you what, wasn't quite ready for it out of the hole, but once we got going, it loaded the motor fine, and it took off really well.
Now here comes a big John Deere, affectionately named the Hawk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Robert Galloway, a former best appearing winner here.
Oh yeah, and they actually very competitive in the Duramax Diesel Heavy Super Stock Diesel class, converted to alcohol with a new tractor. And look at him, Ted, dragging the sled any which way but straight. He will come up way short.
Well, he probably had to get on the brakes to keep from going out of bounds, and of course that cost you. Rick Carlson was there.
A lot of tire speed off the line, but when it hooked up, you saw every portion of that track.
Yeah, it didn't want to go straight for some reason, but I guess I might have missed the weight a little bit, but that's just part of the game.
Our next puller is Paul Long, and earlier Rick Carlson was in his pits and handed out this special award.
Lucas Oil, best appearing tractor. This time it is the Mayor's Toy. It's an international, but Paul Long, it's not a red one.
No, Dad does. He's been pulling tractors for 20-some years, and he's always had his internationals painted white.
Well, it sure stands out. The only one in the crowd.
Makes him look a little different.
Now, you're driving. You're indoors. How's this good-looking tractor going to run?
Well, I don't know. It's the first time we pulled it indoors, so we'll give it our best shot.
Well, good luck, Paul Long, the Mayor's Toy, the Lucas, best appearing tractor. Going to try it indoors.
All right, let's see how he does right now with the Mayor's Toy. A very unusual international, as Rick pointed out. It's not red, Tom.
Oh, no. Oh, no, it's a very competitive tractor on the Lucas Oil TPM Series, the Tractor Pullers of the Midwest. He qualified to come to the Jasper Engines Winter Nationals by being a regional champion, but I'll tell you what, throwing dirt every which way, tires having problem. You don't want that dirt going up there like that.
Our next puller is Ted Van Valkenburg on the Backdraft. Boy, what a beautiful paint job on this tractor.
He's another guy that qualified from the Lucas Oil, the Empire State Regional Series in Western New York. Drives 20 hours to get here, Ted. and he crossed the out-of-bounds line. Immediate disqualification. We got to check it out on the Lucas Oil replay. Now remember, Ted, when they get up in the air, they control the tractors kind of like you would an old Sherman tank. They touch the brakes to keep the balance on, but he didn't have enough control. Out of bounds he goes.
Probably not the run you wanted, but everyone was on their feet. They loved it.
Yeah, we had a good pass. We missed the weight a little bit, a little light on the front, but we had a good time.
Coming up next, the champions. Stay tuned. This ESPN2 Speed World coverage of the Jasper Engines Winter Nationals from Fort Wayne, Indiana is being brought to you by Lucas Oil Products, #1 in the trucking industry. And by Chevrolet. With 10 new vehicles, Chevrolet is the next American revolution. Continuing on now with our Unlimited Superstock competition, the only Minneapolis Moline in competition here today. This is KENDALL KLEVGARD.
Very strong puller from the Badger State Tractor Pullers. They're a region with the Lucas Oil Pulling Series. He qualified to be here, but the last dog, well, Ted, he's living up to his name. Bow wow with Kendall today. That hurts.
Wow, not too good a day for Minneapolis Moline. So let's turn things green again with Dwayne Schroeder and the Cornhusker Deer. A big John Deere. Watch this thing. Beautiful start off the line, Tom.
Oh, and he is the eldest driver in competition this week. 63 years old, and he is on his way to, well, a disappointing run. Has some problems with the turbos, and he shuts off early.
Meanwhile, Rick Carlson earlier filed this report.
In almost every form of motorsports, the computer age is here. But when we get to tractor pulls, it's even getting better and newer. B&D Enterprises, manufacturer of the data log computer system, on the tractors that we'll see here, and here is Dennis Fry. Dennis, you and Datalog, how'd you get into the tractor pulling end of this?
Well, basically, I've been tractor pulling all my life, and as technology has increased, we saw the need to build a computerized data acquisition system that would actually monitor your all of your engine parameters going down the track. So between me and an electronics engineer, we designed and built Datalog, and now we're basically marketing the system to tractor pullers all throughout the United States.
And now the readouts that you get, thermocouples really mounted throughout the tractor. What type of information do they give, and how frequently do they get that information logged on the data log?
Well, basically our computer system samples 5 samples per second. It monitors parameters such as exhaust temperatures, fuel supply pressure, engine RPM, wheel speed, turbo boost pressure, basically anything that develops either pressure or RPM or temperature, we can monitor with Datalog going down the track.
If somebody wants to get a hold of Datalog Peak Performance, how do they do that?
Basically, my name is Dennis Fry. I represent B&D Enterprises. We've got a website at www.datalogpp.com.
All right, thank you very much, Rick and Dennis. Hey, I'll tell you what, Brent Payne can have a problem right here. This is Joe KWIATKOWSKI, the taking care of business John Deere.
Oh, this is awesome, Ted. Listen to this inline 6-cylinder screen. 150 miles an hour worth of tire speed. He takes over the lead, 290.58.
He has to be one happy puller. I've got good news and bad news for you after Rick Carlson talks to you.
Joe, looks like the setup was just what you wanted.
Yeah, it was a good run. She ran straight, didn't have to get on the brakes. Waited about right. It's a good run, but the bullet's back there yet.
That was the bad news I had for you. The good news is you have the lead. The bad news is Jordan Lustig is our next puller, the defending champion. This guy is tough. He's done it all, Tom.
That's right. He would, if you would compare him to a drag racer, you're looking at the John Force of the sport of power pulling here on the Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series. The bullet is on a run, Ted. Oh, yeah, the only V8 in the class. 293 gets it done.
And that takes the lead. Not quite a full pull, which is 300 feet, but you know what? He doesn't care. It's the lead. Let's look at it again with the Lucas Oil Instant Replay to see exactly how he did it.
It was a picture-perfect run, though at the beginning just a little bit off. He had to touch the brake right there. Once he touches the brake, the tractor hooks into the track, and he's going straight. Now, the front end, he usually likes to keep it up, having a little bit of a balance issue. That's probably why you didn't see the full pull. But it doesn't matter. He's got the lead and the win.
Jordan, it didn't seem like having that big target on your back bothered you at all.
I'll tell you what, we came in here prepared. Man, we prepare all winter for this pool. It was a tricky track. It looked a little better than actually what it was, but the Sempico-sponsored Silver Bullet got the job done, that's for sure.
Not the first time, and definitely not going to be the last.
Nah, but this is a tough tour. Everybody here on the Lucas Oil Tour, just extremely tough in our class. The top three, as you can see, were within 6 feet. But I want to thank K&N Filters, McCormick Tractors, Jasper Engines, Dormax Diesel, and all the other fine sponsors of this event. It was a great indoor pool to win.
Well, our congratulations to Jordan as we take a look at the McCormick leaderboard. Here's how they finished out. Mighty close pull in the Unlimited Superstock category. We'll take a break. When we return, funny trucks are up next. Stay tuned. Back in Fort Wayne, Indiana, as you can see, plenty of snow on the ground. We're covering the Jasper Engines Winter National as a part of the Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series. And back inside where it's all warm and toasty, we're ready for the Jasper Engine Funny Trucks. What is a funny truck? Well, here's a good example of one. Our first puller, Stan Shelton, Tom.
Well, a funny truck would be the equivalent of a top alcohol dragster on the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series, running almost identical motors. You're looking at motors producing right around 3,000 horsepower, big blowers, and yes, the bodies lift up just like a funny car. Of course, they're not looking as much for speed, though speed's important. What they're looking for is to take 60,000 pounds of weight down a track. Whoever pulls it the farthest, that is the winner. And here we go with one of the tough ones, Stan Shelton, your defending Lucas Oil World Champion, and he is screaming, Ted.
He's on a pass, front wheels hanging high in the air. Just now touches them down and spins out. Full pull, 300 feet. Boy, that's a mark to beat, I'll tell you.
That was one of the most perfect runs I have ever seen in the Jasper Engines Funny Truck class. We gotta look at it again with the Lucas Oil replay. Comes out, now check the butterflies on top of the supercharger, Ted. Not even wide open, now he is. And once he hooks it, the truck hooks into the ground and the front end's up and he's flying. And remember, he's controlling it ever so slightly with so much finesse by touching the rear brakes, but it doesn't matter. 60,000 pounds drug over 300 feet.
Check in with Rick Carlson.
Come back as a season-long defending champ. This is about as good as you can do on a first pull of the year.
Well, it makes a lot of difference. Those Pro Stock guys just ran in front of us, and they redid the starting line. That's going to be the crucial thing. If the starting line holds together, there'll be several pulls, but we'll have a good pull-off. But the starting line goes away, it'll be at my advantage. But I think it'll hold together. We hope it holds together because we'd like to see a good pull-off for the fans.
And what he's talking about, Ted, the starting line gets chewed up. Look at the massive tires on Roger Simon. Those tires will tear into the track, and as much as the maintenance crew works on it, it will go away. That's one of the things you've got to deal with if you're a puller on the Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series. And of course, Roger Simon, Ted, 4-time world champion. Wow.
I don't think he's going to make it all the way, no. 296 feet and change. He has got to be heartbroken. One of Roger's two trucks. This was the Dodge entry. Up next, though, another one of those New York pullers, Mike Bartowski. He calls this Destination 300. Another beautiful paint job. Boy, these guys get into gorgeous paint on these trucks.
Oh, yeah, beautiful class, but all the horsepower these guys make. 3,000 horsepower on alcohol, and the Ford fans are cheering. Look at him bouncing, trying to get 1 and 2, but There's a Dodge right between them. Bertowski comes up short.
288 feet, .42. They do measure with a laser. Here comes the guy with a full-blown sponsorship from Shell Oil. This is from Stockdale, Ohio, Roger Veach, who's done very well on the trail before.
Very well indeed, Ted. He is your defending Jasper Engines Winter Nationals champion. The Ford fans trying to get 1 and 2. The Shell team, look at him, Ted, fighting the weight, trying to drag it.
All out of traction, 289 feet. Boy, he had it going, and when all that weight comes down on that rear hitch, believe me, folks, it's over with. Now watch as we take a look at the Lucas Oil Instant Replay one more time. Notice how, again, Tom pointed out, not opening those butterflies until he gets out about 100 feet, then slowly lifting that front end in the air. That's the way you want it. You don't want it way up in the air. You can go any which way. Unfortunately, he just ran out of traction. And as we take a pause in the action, take a look at the leaderboard right now. Stan Shelton with a full pull, Roger Simon right behind him, but we've got more funny trucks coming up after Con McConnell brings us this.
Well, for the second year in a row, McCormick Tractors has come on and joined the ATPA as the official tractor of the ATPA. Now, when you think of McCormick, you think of a long history of tradition of agriculture. But the McCormick tractor line has a lot more to do with agriculture. This 50 horsepower range is perfect for all the construction needs, your lawn care needs, and you have a lot of people using the McCormick tractors for a lot more than just agriculture. One of the people that's using the McCormick tractors for more than just agriculture is the ATPA. They actually use the smaller line and have designed special towing devices so that they can actually spot the pulling vehicles right where they want to be when you're into a building like this indoors and everything's tight. The little McCormicks, the great maneuverability allows these tractors to put these monstrous pulling vehicles anywhere they need to go. The real McCormick, the official tractor of the ATPA, glad to have these guys back on board.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. We'll take a break. When we come back, more funny trucks. Don't you dare go away. This ESPN2 Speed World coverage of the Jasper Winter Nationals from Fort Wayne, Indiana is brought to you by Duramax Diesel, the most powerful diesel engines available in a heavy-duty pickup. And by Jasper Engines and Transmissions, the nation's leader in remanufactured engines and transmissions. Back in Fort Wayne, Indiana, as we continue our coverage of the Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series. You know, the ATPA is right up to date with everything they do. You ever wonder when we show you those measurements on the screen how they do it? Well, right up there on the balcony, there is a laser measuring device. That's right. It sends a laser beam to the sled. On the top of the sled, you look real close, you'll see the reflector for that laser beam. Now, they do it on each and every pull because sometimes they don't get back to exactly zero or the starting line right to the inch. Remember, they call this the sport of inches. As a matter of fact, with the laser, they can measure down to 2 decimal places of an inch, so there's no reason to have a tie. If it's a pull-off, it's just because 2 machines went beyond the 300-foot mark.
Thanks, Ted. Get you back up here in the booth. But right now, Roger Simon, we saw him pull earlier. This was your world champion 2 years ago. The Ford caught the Chevrolet, and Roger wasn't very happy about that, to say the least. He's currently number 2 in the class. Here he comes with the Chevy entry, trying to get a full pull. A very good run. I don't think he's done it. 287 will not get the job done right now. Stan Shelton sitting pretty.
Well, Roger actually did better with the Dodge truck at 296 feet. Ricky Long, though, will he make it? Because it's a Willys pickup truck out of Kentucky. Love this truck. And notice how he has the name of a kind of ghost effect down the side of the truck, in with those ghost flames. Gorgeous entry here.
Well, these guys, the Long brothers, 2 of the top drivers you're going to see in the sport, gunning for Stan Shelton, their friend, but not a friend right now because, well, he just beat Ricky Long. 280 will not get the job done.
And as our next puller gets ready to hook up, we'll take another look at it with our Lucas Oil Instant Replay. You can see he came off the line again, not cracking those throttles all the way open. See the butterflies up there on top of the blower? Still not wide open. Give it a little bit more throttle. Now he goes wide open with it, Tom.
And you can see the grooves cut in the track. Now the McCormick maintenance crew has done an awesome job of maintaining the track, but it is dirt, Ted. It will go away. And the guys that drew a later number, well, it's not good for them.
Ricky Long, crowd favorite. Everybody was cheering for you, trying to really cheer you on, but the track just didn't want to hold it.
No, the track's really, Stan, give him credit. He made a perfect pass the first run. That's hard to catch. Seems like the track's just going away so hard. We just can't catch up with it, and it just won't hold us down.
Well, like I said, everybody here yelling for you. There's going to be a few more times this year you'll be out, be able to take measure of them.
Yeah, we appreciate all the fan support and, all the sponsors that's involved with ATPA. And the truck made a good, hard, straight run, and it's all still running good in one piece, and we'll put it down sometime.
Well, we'll find out right now with the dirt slinger. He may well overtake that full pull by Stan Shelton. This is Shannon Leischner.
And, of course, his father, Bill Leishner, with the dirt slinger you've seen many, many times here on ESPN2 in the Lucas Oil Super Mod category. This is their funny truck. And I'll tell you what, he's onto a good run, Ted. Beautiful Ford, my goodness.
Indeed, 284 feet, but as you pointed out, the track is going away. The traction just is not there. Now, earlier, Rick Carlson presented a special award to this man you see backing up.
Best Engineered Award, the Jasper Funny Trucks, Steve Jackson, the Shell Dodge. You've spent some time putting this together, Steve.
Well, I appreciate the award. Thank you. I got to be honest, the award really doesn't belong to me. It belongs to these two girls. They're the ones that do all the polishing and the cleaning.
Well, somebody had to design it and put it together, so you had a little hand in that, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I spend most of the time in the shop there designing stuff and making stuff, but cleaning it's their job.
So, all in all, just like we expect, it's a family effort.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we have a blast. The girls go everywhere with me, and it's a true family sport. We have a great time.
Congratulations, the Jasper Funny Trucks, Best Engineered.
Boy, beautiful, too. All that chrome plating and polish underneath there. Well, this is the last shot. If Steve Jackson make it a full pull, we'll have a pull-off. If not, Stan Shelton will be our winner.
And it is going down to the wire. Dodge versus Ford, and something very unique. He has taken the truck, spotted the sled on the right-hand side of the track, hoping that will be the traction. Of course, he's got to watch from going out of bounds. He's fighting it. Dodge versus Ford, Ted.
And looks like it's a good day for the Blue Oval.
Oh, yes.
You talked about being first up, and you first out. It looks like the track was there, but it went away later.
It pays off. Sometimes you hate to be on the other end of that, and tonight it was our night to be the first man in line, and our truck made the best pass it could make. We didn't touch a brake. Unfortunately, it looks like the track went away after our pass. We wish somebody could have made it because we'd really ran it off, but that's the way it goes. I want to thank our sponsor, Cope Lumber, for their financial support, and all the corporate sponsors without their financial support, we couldn't be here.
So let's take a look in closing at our McCormick leaderboard, the final standings. Stan Shelton, our champion. Roger Simon, only 4 feet behind him. It's the sport of inches. One more award remaining. That's our Valco Hot Pull, and it goes to...
It's got to go to the guy that made the only full pull we saw all night. Perfect run. I love that front end up in there. The chassis torquing. Full pull. Congratulations to Stan Shelton.
That'll be a wrap from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm Ted Jones. For Tom McConnell and Rick Carlson, thanks for watching. So long, everyone. The Lucas Oil Power Pulling Series is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.